Hello guys, today we're going to be doing a ranking of all Call of Duty Zombies maps, excluding Black Ops 4, for the simple fact that I didn't really ever get into Black Ops 4 Zombies. And also, obviously, this is completely opinion based. If you guys have different opinions, that's awesome. Everyone has different opinions, and especially about video games in general, something like this. So yeah, if you guys want to leave your list below, go ahead. But please don't leave hate just because you don't agree with my list. This is just my personal list of ranking the Call of Duty Zombies maps from best to worst. And yeah, now that's out of the way, we can get into the list. At 24, we have Bus Depot, which personally, for everyone, it was probably pretty obvious that Bus Depot is going to be down this far. Yeah, Bus Depot is not. It's not like it's a bad map, but it's a bare bones map, bare bones, survival. All there is a box. There's still fire. No perks, no pack-a-punch, obviously no Gobagums because it was Black Ops 2. Not the best training or the best map to train on. Not much you can really do on this map. At 23, we have Verut. Now, with Verut, personally, I realized that it was very innovative for its time. Being the first map to have perks on it, and being the second map to ever come out in Call of Duty Zombies. But Verut, it's not my favorite map. Very, very close quarters map, combined with not the best guns. The only thing that they've added in this map is the Winter's Howl, which is not the best. And yeah, of course they do have perks, but even with that, it really isn't much better. At 22, we have Transit, which most people absolutely hate Transit. I dislike Transit. I did not hate it. It was definitely not a map that I would play more than once every couple of weeks. It would be very annoying with the fire, the bus leaving when you don't want it to, I forgot the name of them, the denizens. Yeah, it's just not an easy map. It was very innovative for its time, but just with the limitations of last gen, it was not the best map overall. Yeah, so that's it. I don't have much more to say for Transit. Oh, well, also, having one of the worst wonder weapons, the jet gun. The jet gun was all right, but not only would it break super fast, it also was just so hard to craft. At 21, we have Farm. Now, Farm, I personally actually kind of liked. Farm was one of my favorite maps. It was my second favorite out of all of the Black Ops 2 base maps. Bus Depot, Farm, Transit, all that stuff. But it was just not the best map overall. It was a very small map. Not many good places to play or to train at. You could train in the middle somewhat, but having a 4-man on this map was not easy. And also, no pack-a-punch, only a handful of perks, and not the best weapons, coupled for a difficult map, to say the least. At 20, we have Shangri-La. Now, Shangri-La The only reason that it's up this high at 20 instead of being at like 23 is because I know how many people love this map, how many people it was innovative for, how it was really innovative for its time, and I thought the scenery was great. I know most people didn't like this map, but the people that did like this map really liked it. And I think it looked it was a really nice looking map, and it had a lot of stuff on it. That's another reason that it wasn't super low. It had a lot of perks. It had Pack-a-Punch. It had decent weapons. It had the baby gun, but it was just so difficult to Pack-a-Punch or get stuff done, especially when you have 4 people. It's so difficult to Pack-a-Punch. At 19, we have Die Rise. Now, Die Rise. Yeah, so here's the thing. In zombies, you should die by zombies, not by falling off the map. And Die Rise just kind of chuck that out the window, or, off the skyscraper. Yeah, it's I liked the way that Die Rise was situated, the way it kind of was just the map in general. I really liked having this liquefier be a craftable thing. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, and I mean, Sliquifier was great and all, but after it got patched, it was not near. I mean, before pre-patch, it was obviously the best wonder weapon of all time. But post-patch, not only is it not the best, it also can make you fall off the edges even easier, which is just not the best. At 18, we have Zetsubo. Now, Zetsubo, same thing with this, kind of like Shangri-La. If you loved it, you loved it. And but most people did not love it. It was a very intricate map. It had it looked very good too, and it was very in depth. It was even more in depth than something like Origin, stuff like that, But it was just too in depth for most people. It was just you had to do too much stuff. You had to do too much setup. You had to craft too much stuff. It was just, yeah. It's just the general amount of people didn't want to put in all the time that you have to put in to be able to get good at this map. So that's why it's down at 18. At 17, we have 5. Now 5, I personally, of course, it's almost the lowest one that I had for Black Ops 1. Right above Shangri-La. But personally, 5, I didn't dislike. A lot of people hated the Pentagon Thief. I thought he was actually a cool boss to add in. If you didn't get hit by him once and you ended up killing him, you got a bonfire cell, which is one of the best power-up, of all time. It makes Pack-a-Punching only $1,000 for as long as it lasts, which is ridiculous. It takes off 4K to Pack-a-Punch your weapons. It's just crazy. And yeah, it's not much more to say. It was a very tight, close quarters map. The Winter's Howl, again, not the best, but yeah, I think it was kind of innovative, as I've been saying, for most of these ones so far. I think it added, a cool thing with adding the Pentagon Thief in and having the bonfire sale. I think it was cool, a little challenge to try to kill him before he touched you. At 16, we have Town. Now, Town I have a lot of memories on. It really hurts to put it this low down, but it just didn't have the best weapons. The only good weapons it has was Ray Gun and Ray Gun Mark II for the time. Of course, it had a Pack-a-Punch, which it wasn't that difficult to get to. It was just in the middle of the fire, which could be kind of annoying if you're trying to train zombies. I mean, it had decent perks. I mean, it had Speed Cola, Jug, Double Tap, Quick Revive, Stamina Up, and then Tombstone. Tombstone, of course, being not the best, but you could get all 6 perks with the glitch. I'm guessing most of you knew about that. That was like a long time ago sort of glitch. Yeah, just kind of another thing like farm almost, just with a little bit bigger, couple more perks, and a pack a punch. So that's why it's up at number 16. At 15, we have Nocturne Tone. Now, if we were going off the not really. If we were going off of Chronicles of the Black Ops 3 Nocturne Tone, this would be a lot higher up because I personally love that map because it has the Wonder Fizz, so it has so many perks. But we're not going off that. We're going off all of these. We're not going off remakes. We're going off the original maps. So Noct only had, what's called Mule Kick, and then some, weapons in the box. There wasn't even the Thunder Gun, which obviously they also added in Chronicles. Yeah, a bare bones map again, kind of like Bus Depot, but this one goes quite a bit higher just because of how much more people have such nostalgia for this map, including myself. I remember playing on this map so often. I used to love this map. I swear I'm gonna be done with talking about Noct here because I could talk about Noct for hours. At 14, we have Revelations. Now, Revelations, the thing with Revelations is that it was a good concept, but they made it they just added too much in. I know that's what they went for, but they just went too much stuff. They just added too much stuff in. Elemental Margwas, Panzers, the Keepers, the Spiders if you're in the stomach, or in the Margwa, or not the Margwa, if you're in the monster stomach. It's just, and then obviously Apothegon, Ragnaroks, Ray Guns, Ray Mark IIs, Thunder Gun, Pack-a-Punch, a bunch of perks, the masks, and then adding that with taking chunks off of a ton of maps. It just added up to look like just a jumbled mess. It was a very cool, just overall, it was a very cool idea, a very cool concept, but they just added too much in for it to be any higher than 14. At 13, we have Nuketown. Now, Nuketown, here's the thing. I liked Nuketown. I didn't play it, obviously, until a while, because they added it near the end of Black Ops 2's life cycle. But the thing is about Nuketown is that you could end up, obviously you guys all know this, but the perks are randomized on it. So you could end up getting Jug at round 5 or 25. It could be a very difficult game or a pretty easy game, kind of depending on how lucky you get. And the only thing with this map, it was a very fun, sort of cool, calm map, just a chill out map sort of thing, kind of like Noct or 5. Sorry, not 5, or a Town, I mean. But not the best, it didn't have the best weapons overall, That's why it's down at number 13. At number 12, we have Darius. Now, Darius, because it has Pack-a-Punch and a bunch of perks, that's why it's being placed up at 12. If it was the Giant, it would be placed even higher, just like I said with Noct. But because it is not the Giant, and it is the Darius from World at War, that means that, you could always end up losing Jug if you used the Wonder Waff, which really sucked. That was a big downfall on this map, or it would be placed a lot higher. It really sucked that you could end up losing your Jug when you shot the Wonder Waff. It was a big downfall of the Wonder Waff. It made it, personally, I think, worse than, other guns, just normal guns pack to punch back then. But yeah, that's why it's only placed at number 12. Now, number 11, we have Garage Provy. Garage Provy, I personally never got that into, but I know that it was one of the most popular maps. Not the most popular. I believe that this was one of the most popular, though, on Black Ops 3. Just because it had so many different things. It was kind of like the origins, but even more in depth of Black Ops 3. They added just enough stuff for most people to love it, and also they brought back PPSH, added in the ray gun Mark III in this map for the first time. They had tons of awesome stuff in it, yeah, that's why I placed it at number 11. Now at 10, we have Shadows of Evil. Shadows of Evil, personally, I used to play quite a bit before all the other DLC maps came out, because I actually loved Shadows of Evil. But the thing is that I personally think that kind of the other maps took it over a little bit. The other DLC maps, once they came out for Black Ops 3, I believe that most of them were better than Shadows. But I think that Shadows absolutely still has a place, to play. It's a fun map, and it has a very fun Easter egg to do. Not too difficult, but kind of, just the right amount of difficulty, especially for, someone who's been playing zombies for quite a while. And that's why I put Shadows at number 10. Now at number 9, we have Call of the Dead. Call of the Dead, I know, was a lot of people's favorite map, especially on Black Ops 1, but some people, even their favorite of all time, just because of the whole feel of the map. Just, it had such a unique feeling, especially for back then. Back during the Black Ops 1 days, Call of the Dead was a very innovative map, a very cool map. The reason I didn't place it any higher, though, is because I never played the map. I only got into Black Ops 1 Zombies near the end, a couple years after Black Ops 1 was kind of not being played as much. And I never really got into Call of the Dead. That was one of the maps that I never really got into on there. And also, not only is George, annoying to deal with, but also the wonder weapons on this map are not the best, to say the least. At number 8, we have Ascension. Now, Ascension, personally, this was when I got into zombies, was around the time Ascension came out, and I have lots of great memories on Ascension. I never really loved it as much as some of the other maps, obviously, because I placed it at number 8, but I really have fond memories of this map, and it was a really popular map when it first came out. People were really trying to push, to get higher and higher rounds on this map, more so, I believe, than other maps, just because this, I feel like, was a much more popular map than some of the other ones, especially in the Black Ops 1 days. At number 7, we have Shi No Numa, which, the thing is about Shi No Numa, highest placed map on my list for World at War maps. Shi No Numa, to me, is one of my favorite maps of all time. I absolutely love Shi No Numa. if it was the Chronicles version, the Black Ops 3 version, it would be placed even higher because I love that map so much. But sadly, it's not. But it is still a very, very good map. It pushed the boundaries. It really was the map that kind of kicked off zombies for back then, because this was one of the best, it was the third map to ever come out, and it really transformed zombies into the very close quarters, kind of small, tight maps like they were in Nocturne Toten and, in Verrückt, and then just took it and blew it up, made it a huge map. Well, huge for back then in the Shino Nua days, and added in dogs, added in stuff like that. Actually, I'm actually not sure if Verrückt added in dogs or Shino Nua did. I think it was Shino Nua, but it might have been Verrückt. But yeah, guys, that's why I put Shino Nua at number 7. Now at number 6, we have Kino der Toten. Now, Kino for me, personally, I believe that Kino is a great map. It was, especially for, starting maps, for non-DLC maps, I believe it was one of the best DLC maps of all time to ever come out. Or one of the best non-DLC maps of all time to ever come out. But, and, adding in Thunder Gun, it was a great, great weapon. So many people loved Kino in general. Having all the fond memories of, especially seeing Syndicate back then get to round 115, it brings back such good memories. And not only that, it was an incredible map. It was a huge map. Not only was it a huge map, especially for, its time being the first map after Darius, and being a huge map compared to Darius. Even though Darius was, decent size for its time, Mob of the Dead was, or sorry, not Mob of the Dead, Kino der Toten was huge for its time. And, all the things that added in, the Thunder Gun, better ways to train, better areas to train, adding in, some great, great things have been taken from Kino der Toten that have been added to maps, up to date. And, of course, having in the teleporter and having in many perks and the Pack-a-Punch, just all combined for a great, great map. And that's why Kino is at number 6. Now, number 5, we have Buried. Personally, Buried was... I have such good memories of Buried too. I know I've been saying I've had great memories. Of course, I have great memories on most of these maps, but Buried, it was very fun, very fond memories. Back then, adding in the Paralyzer, which I loved. Paralyzer was a great wonder weapon. Adding in Time Bombs, which were a great, thing. I don't know the name of it. Tactical, lethal, whatever. Like thing. But yeah, Buried, and adding in, kind of the sort of you have to camp on this map. Of course, not you kind of had a camp, but if you're playing on not solo, you could train. If you're playing on Verrückt, you could train, even though you usually wouldn't. But Buried, you pretty much had to camp to get high rounds. The only reason it's not higher on my list is not only because I love the maps above it even more, but also because I believe that Buried was just not only a little too big, but it also had the banking system, which it was a cool concept, but it made it kind of dumb a little bit in my personal, in my eyes, just because you could be set up, having Pack-a-Punch to everything. Pack-a-Punch Paralyzer, Pack-a-Punch Ray Gun 2, having everything open, having all your perks, having everything on round 1 just by using the... and you could do it to your friends, so you could give them all your money if you just had a ton in the bank. And I just believe it was really dumb overall. Um, that's really the only reason that Buried is not higher on my list, is because, I love the match above it a little bit more. It was really close between this and the two above it, but just the banking system is the reason that this is in number 5. In number 4, we have Mob of the Dead, which Mob of the Dead, personally, I didn't play Mob of the Dead a ton because I liked the other maps more a little bit in Black Ops 2. But it for like the type of map that it was, I believe was a very, very cool idea, being kind of in Alcatraz and having all of these, thugs be the characters for it, and adding in obviously the Hell's Retriever and Hell's Redeemer, adding in the Acid Gat and the Blunder Gat and their Pack Punch variations, adding in, the new perk Electric Cherry, having kind of, two like parts of the map, with being able to take the gondola over to the area over there, and having kind of, the way to get extra Blunder Gat by throwing your Hell's Retriever all the skulls was a very cool addition, I believe. And I just loved the map itself, just the way that it was, the Alcatraz sort of feel to it. And yeah, that's why I put Mob of the Dead at number 4. At number 3, we have Moon. Now, personally, Moon is... I love Moon so much. I believe Moon overall has the second best Easter egg of all time in my eyes, because if you guys haven't, done the Easter egg, then I absolutely believe you should do it if you have access to play Moon. If you don't, then, play it on Black Ops 3, get Chronicles, and you can play Moon on there. It's not quite the same, but it's still, very similar. Adding in the Wave Gun is a great wonder weapon, and having it's pretty similar to the Zeus cannon, or the Thunder Gun, Pack Punch Thunder Gun. It's pretty similar to that in the way that you shoot it in a wave sort of thing, except the zombies, instead of getting blasted away, they kind of get microwaved and they sort of pop. The only thing I didn't like about Moon is, honestly, the only thing I didn't like about Moon was it was a little bit too in-depth, and also the excavators I hated. Even though, you did use them for the Easter egg, they were really annoying overall. But yeah, honestly, this and Mob of the Dead were really close. It was kind of between these two for which one was going to be number 2, which one was going to be number 3. But I put this at number 3 just because of the Easter egg, because of how cool of an Easter egg I believe that Moon had. At number 2, and it breaks my heart to put this at 2 and not 1, we have Origins. Now, Origins was my favorite map up until Black Ops 3. I absolutely loved Origins. It was an incredible map. I have probably hundreds of hours, if not more, just into Origins on Black Ops 2, and that's not to mention on Black Ops 3. I've done the Easter egg countless times. I think it's the best Easter egg ever. Personally, I believe it's my favorite Easter egg. I think it's just a little bit better than the Moon Easter egg, seeing Samantha and, she's playing with the dolls. Oh gosh, and then they bolt their windows closed, and then they're like, "Come downstairs, children." I love that so much. I have it recorded me doing it like 3 times of the Easter egg on PS4. Speaking of that, I'll put in a clip right here, probably. Maybe not. I'm not really sure, but I probably will put in a clip right here of me doing the Origins Easter egg, or just my video of me doing Origins Easter egg. But yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I might cut out real quick. But yeah, and that's why I put Origins at number 2. Now at number 1, we have my favorite map of all time, Horizon Rock. Now, Horizon Rock, I believed, was pretty similar to Origins, not in lore or anything I'm saying like that. I mean, mainly in the way that they have, the 4 bows, just like they had the 4 staffs back in Origins. And when I saw that Horizon Rock came out, I was so excited. And obviously, many other people were too. This almost saved zombies in some ways. This kind of pulled a lot of people back into zombies and made people believe in Treyarch that they could still make good zombies maps. It made lots of people become friends just so they could play this map. I remember seeing, live streams of people playing this all the time. People still play it from time to time. I mean, as you can see in the background of this video, because, I don't personally have a way to record World at War, Black Ops 1, or Black Ops 2. I do have the games, but I don't have a way to record them. So as you see in the background here, I'm going to have either Nocturne Toten or Origins on, Horizon Rock on Black Ops 3. I might just have, half and half or something like that. I'm not really sure. I do apologize also about that, not being able to record each and every map. But I mean, I imagine that if you're watching a video like this, you know what the maps are. You know what they look like and stuff. But yeah, overall, Horizon Rock, I believe that it brought the community back together, overall. And not only that, but I love, having the 4 different wonder weapons on maps like that. Or obviously, I said I loved Origins, and when I saw, those 4 bows, like I said, I was just so excited, as many other people were. But yeah, I'm gonna end not the stream. I'm used to streaming. I haven't recorded a video like this in a while, and I know this is a longer video, guys. I apologize, but this is kind of a kickoff to the series that I want to start doing, which is going to be kind of ranking things throughout zombies. So yeah, this is going to be the end of the video here, guys. And I hope you guys like this sort of, ranking things throughout zombies. I could do, ranking perks, ranking, the different wonder weapons, stuff like that, which I do plan on doing in the future. But yeah, that's going to end the video off here, guys. I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you guys appreciate the video, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys next time. Peace.